Good evening, everyone. My name is Ramone Giles, and this is my partner,
Nate Parker.
and we're both from Phalanx Family
Family
Services,
Services.
and we and we are so happy to join you here tonight on CAN TV. This is a call-in hotline, so if you have any questions or concerns during our show, we welcome you to call us at 312-738-1060. Phalanx Family Services is a social service agency located in the Roseland area of the far south side of Chicago. And in case you are familiar with our agency, we have moved. We are located now at, let's see if I can get my little slide right. We moved. We're located at 837 West 119th Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60643, next door to the Calumet Park Family Community Resource Center, DHS office. You can call us at 773-291-1086. Again, that's 773-291-1086. And you can email us at lbailey@phalanxgrpservices.org. Again, that's lbailey@phalanxgrpservices.org. And you can also visit our website at phalanxgrpservices.org. Again, phalanxgrpservices.org. We are an agency that has programs and services for adults, youth, seniors, returning citizens, and persons with disabilities. Our programs and services benefit employers, education, training, and job seekers, and also community partners and providers. Once again, you can call us at 773-291-1086 and also visit us at phalanxgrpservices.org. So today on our show, we have a bevy of different things we'd like to discuss, but let's begin first with our Youth Summer Job Program. This is the biggest news we have going on this summer. So I actually teach job readiness classes for our various clients and customers at our agency, both adults, youth, seniors, and what have you. But Mr. Parker here, my partner, he actually works in the youth program, and so he has a lot more information about what they're doing, what they have going on than I do. So I wanted to turn this over to Nathaniel Parker to talk about the summer job program.
Good
Mr.
evening,
Parker.
Chicagoland. First let's be thankful. Today is the first official day of summer. It
Hooray.
started today. All right. However, the 27th of this month officially starts the summer youth work program for Chicagoland. There are many different programs that will be in effect. Green Corp being one, One Summer Chicago being another. I think One Summer Chicago would be the largest. There is After School Matters. That's just to name a few. It's
SYEP.
SYEP. Okay.
And then we also have the Project Innovation, the technology program.
That is a very important program for the summer. Project Innovation, where youth can come in and learn the different components of computer technology, how to make robots,
Yes.
how to make little communication devices. And
So understanding, learning, web design,
Yeah.
coding. It was 4: web design, coding, robotics, and we're gonna get it in a minute. But there are 4 different components to it. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Scott, making your program look kind of look bad there. No, actually, it's our fault. Your program is great. We just not representing it very well. But so yes, it's a really great program. Do you have any programs, plural? Do you have any idea how many are in these programs?
when you say how many, what do you?
The number of participants.
The number, no, I don't know the actual number of participants, but overall, I would say we're servicing somewhere around 400 to 500 youth this summer.
Actually, I've heard it's 700.
700?
Yes, 700 youth. And so, yes, One Summer Chicago, as you said, is the largest program, but the others make up the difference. And so around 700 youth are going to be served by our agency this summer and placing them in a variety of different summer jobs.
That's through the connections that we're having with the Chicago high schools, that number has exploded like that in the different community
I think so.
organizations. Those collaborations have increased those numbers. That's
I think
fantastic.
It is. It is. And so, can you tell the audience, a little bit about what kinds of jobs our youth will be engaged in this summer?
That's a wonderful thing. The jobs cross, they get cover the gamut across the board. They'll be in job, they'll be involved with banks.
Mm.
They'll be in job city services,
City departments?
city departments,
Okay.
the park district, the community organizations, schools,
Okay.
the elderly, the senior citizen home, the
Yes.
nursing homes. Their jobs in factories, even with the production companies such as Rossi's Pizzas.
Okay.
There's so many. It just covers the gamut. Whatever the level of interest is, there's something that they can do for this summer and be paid that will address that interest.
Interesting. So you are an old hand at this. You've been in social services for quite some time, and
You're saying old hand. What you trying to say, man?
okay, you're more experienced than I am.
Oh.
Can we at least agree to that?
Oh, just because it's green up here. Okay.
It's flour. It's
All
flour.
right, all right.
So what I wanted to ask you though was based on your perspective. These kinds of opportunities, summer jobs, the numbers, the size, the variety. Is this something that's new for Chicago? Is it something that has been before, or just what would you say in terms of what this means in terms of opportunities for youth in Chicago?
Not new, but growing. It's
Okay.
expanding. This is about my fourth year with the summer employment for youth,
Mm-hmm.
and the emphasis on finding or having
As you can see, Mr. Parker has a little injury here, so we're gonna cut him some slack.
Thank you.
And maybe that was the turn the phone off arm. So you're saying that these programs, not new, but definitely expanding.
They're expanding.
And in what way?
They're expanding in that the number of opportunities that's being offered to our youth
Mhm.
and the different fields of endeavors that they can become involved in, whatever that, again, like whatever their level of interest is. They can be involved in computers, they can be involved with technology, they can be involved with art, dance.
They've been working in places like CVS and Walgreens and True Star media publications and just a wide variety of places. I think about myself observing youth in the summer. Typically, it's parks and maybe places of worship where they're working with the youth in the outreach programs, which is really important work. But now that you see this wide variety, that to me is a thing that's just so different from previous years.
When you mention retail, there's Marshalls, there's Jewel Foods, there's Target, there's Burlington Coat Factory.
And
Yes.
I'm thinking that these kind of opportunities, we haven't really seen that in the past. That we're just really, fortunate to have so many willing employers coming on board with this and giving young people a chance.
We've
and a
not
leg
seen
up.
it at the scale
Okay.
that it is today.
Yes.
And the employers are the word I'm looking for. They're interested and they're involved in the
Invested.
Invested. That's the word I want. They're invested in the youth for today. They want something different for the youth. They want them to see a different possibility. And so they're involved. They're making opportunities available to them so they can improve on their selves.
It's so wonderful. So I actually am charged with training all the youth before they start their jobs. And so making sure, they're going to do well in their jobs. They're going to do well. My thing is let's equip them with the mental skills that they need in order to do extremely well in their jobs this summer. And so I've been interacting with several hundred youth so far and a few more hundred to go. And before the June 27th date when everything kicks off. And I always ask them to start out with, why is this job important for you? And so, hearing things such as, money in my pocket, saving money for college, to get work experience or to gain skills. For you, what is the main thing that you want them to get out of this opportunity this summer?
What I want them to get out of this summer is to come away with an understanding of what the world of work is really like, what it is really about,
Okay.
and how through working for another you can improve yourself as an individual by being of service to someone else.
Really? Give an example of what you mean.
Uh, we have a young man, we had a young man, who was in our summer program last year. And we were cleaning and cutting grass and beautifying the Roseland community. Our lawnmower broke. He went home, got his family's lawnmower, came back, and allowed us to use his family's lawnmower. Not only did he do that, but he learned the giving of himself made him a bigger person. And he shared that growth with his younger brother. And he brought his younger brother, even though he was not being paid, to participate in our efforts for that particular endeavor.
It's beautiful. And what effect did that have on the younger brother?
He's with us this summer. He's working,
How about that?
he's working with us this summer, and this time he will be paid.
Isn't that something? So each one reach one. How about that? Before I delve further into that, because I do want to hear more of those success stories and some of your perspectives, I want to talk more about the programs that we offer here at Phalanx. And so let's just fast forward here. When it comes to our programs for adults, our programs include SNAP, which is a Department of Human Services program for singles and non-custodial parents. So if you receive food stamps only, you can, and you are interested in going to work and would like to get help with that endeavor, you can go to your local office and ask for a referral and ask to be referred to Phalanx for services. And you'll be given the date and time and that sort of thing. And come on in and we can help you with your job search efforts. For adults, we also offer Work First, which is also a Department of Human Services sponsored program for adults with dependents. Again, you can ask DHS, your caseworker at DHS, for a referral to come to Phalanx for services. Something new this year is the EPIC Job Readiness Vocational Training and Placement Program, which is it is a new effort, a new initiative, and it is a kind of an extensive screening process that individuals who are interested in that program go through. But once you are accepted and you make it in, it is really a fantastic opportunity because employers are already lined up at the beginning of the program. You go through 2 weeks of what we call Bridge, which is job readiness training. And then once you graduate the Bridge training, then you go on to vocational training and then job placement. And once again, employers are already lined up at the beginning of the process. And so once you receive your vocational training certification, basically you can pretty much guaranteed to go right into employment. It's a really exciting initiative. But again, that's a screening process that happens through Department of Human Services first. We also provide job readiness, as I've mentioned. We have a GED program. And I must say, we have the absolute best teacher of anywhere ever in the entire galaxy. Our GED instructor comes to us from Olive Harvey College. Ms. Boyd Morris is the most patient person and just one of the smartest people you ever want to meet, and just one of my heroes. And I just really admire her. I'm so grateful that we have her spearheading our GED program at our office. We also have an emergency fund program where if you're facing an emergency that can be alleviated by a cash assistance, you can apply for that. And you do not have to be a client, a current client at Phalanx. You can be anyone. If you are facing some kind of a crisis And if we have the funds, you can apply for them. There's a screening process, so not everybody can be assisted, not everybody will be accepted, but you can certainly give us a call or visit our website to find out. Our number is 773-291-1086, and our website is phalanxgrpservices.org. So, Mr. Parker, you were telling us about some of the successes you've had with young people, and really actually more so about what you want them to get out of the summer job program by using the example of one of the young men who was in the program last year and made a kind of a sacrifice, and which led to his personal growth. And because, obviously, something about youth is that once they trust you, believe in you, once they are on board, they let you know. They let you know so clearly. They're very loyal. They bring others. And in his case, he brought his brother last year, who was not being paid because the program had already been, put in place. All the slots were filled and so on and so forth. But he felt so positive about it, obviously, that he brought his brother on board. And now this year, his brother's in the program. How about that?
His brother's in the program, and he has graduated high school. He's moved, has a job, working, has a car, and his own apartment.
The difference that a summer job can make cannot be overstated.
No, it cannot. Young men and young women who receive this opportunity can recognize the possibilities within themselves for growth. And they then once they then identify what it is that they're interested in, okay, and become involved in their interests,
yes,
and then be paid for something that they enjoy doing, everything begins to turn around and take us a different effect.
They become more excited about life, more positive and expansive in their outlook. The world opens up.
Extremely more expansive in their outlook. The world opens up and they open up. The giving of themselves and what they give of themselves it's different. For instance, RISE, the program that I'm with, the emphasis on RISE is to assist young men who have been infected by the juvenile justice system.
Okay.
We want them to understand that, so you've been touched by the system. That does not mean that this is what your life is designed to be. Okay. You are the architect of this. You decide what it is, how this house is going to be built, and what it's going to look like at completion. They do have to go to school. That's a requirement. You must go to school. Okay. And you must go daily. And you must participate while you're there. Don't just go taking up space.
Okay. You get out of it what you put into it.
Absolutely. And admit to yourself what you like and what you don't like.
Okay.
And then surround yourself with people who like what you like, if it's positive.
Okay.
If it's negative, then let's find out what you need to do to replace that negative activity.
So tell us how your program works. So RISE, do you guys meet every day, 2 or 3 times a week, once a week? How does that work? And how many meet, and what are the logistics in terms of what the young people So I come in, I'm a young person, I join RISE, what do I experience?
RISE service youth from 14 to 18.
Mm-hmm.
The requirements of RISE is 4 hours per week participation.
Okay.
And that don't sound like a lot, does it?
For a young person, 40 minutes.
Well, they can accomplish that in 2 ways. Well, they can come twice a week for 2 hours each time, or once on Saturdays for 4 hours.
Okay.
And generally, and the decision is theirs. Okay, I don't impose upon them the hours that they participate.
They're at a point in their lives where making their own decisions is really important in order to get them to buy in.
Absolutely. So, and generally what we end up with is 4 hours on Saturday.
Okay.
I like it that way. truthfully.
Okay.
Because we can accomplish more.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. As
As
an instructor, I can appreciate that for sure.
one of the things that we do, and that's really important, is that at the beginning of each session, the young man must identify how they're feeling for that particular day. How do you wake up this morning? What's going on in your world?
Interesting. Why is there a need for young people to do that as a starting point of their participation each session?
Because then the rest of us know how you're feeling. We know from which direction you're kind of coming from.
Okay.
And we can flow with that. And we know if you're upset, we won't pick on you today.
Right.
Okay. We know if you're jovial, then we can pull you in today.
All right.
Okay. So we just everybody gets an idea how everybody else is feeling, and then we act accordingly.
Very good. And I can also imagine that it's really important for the young person's own self-actualization or self-awareness, because I imagine that so many times people are operating off of just instinct and or survival mechanism, or just, survival mode, and maybe acting before thinking, and maybe acting off of feelings that you may not actually be aware of.
Absolutely.
That you may just think of as, this is the way I am. But when you actually take time to kind of self-assess and, understand, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? You can better manage your reactions, I would imagine.
Now you understand it, absolutely. And it allows them to give voice. It's time for us to wrap up. It allows them
Please,
to
one
give
last
voice.
statement.
It allows them to give voice to whatever problems or whatever is going on in their life at that particular time.
Okay. That is really great. And so, I'm definitely an admirer of your work, have always been for a long time, and especially now you're working with the youth, because you've long worked with adults and fathers and that sort of thing, but now working with the youth, I just think you couldn't be in a better place, because the youth have so much to gain from your own personal experience, your passion, and then also your wisdom. And so, working with young people is the most difficult work you can do out here. And so any of you who work with the youth, thank you for what you do. Thank you, Mr. Parker, for what you do. It's the most difficult work, but it's the most important work. That, it's a cliche statement, but it's so true. They are our future. And they have the capacity, if steered in the right direction. The very same youth that we may look at as being so difficult, they just need steering and guidance. Those very same youth could be fantastic leaders of tomorrow, of today. So with that, I want to thank Mr. Parker for joining us on our hotline on CAN TV.
Pleasure.
And thank you very much, audience, for joining us. Again, my name is Ramone Giles, coming to you from Phalanx Family Services. And I want to remind you again that we are at 837 West 119th Street in Chicago, 60643, next door to the Calumet Park Family Community Resource Center. It used to be the Employment Services Office, but now we're there, and we're happy. It's a great spot. You can call us at 773-291-1086, and you can email us at lbailey@phalanxgrpservices.org, and you can visit our website at phalanxgrpservices.org. I would like to thank Tina Sanders, the founder of Phalanx, for having the vision that provides opportunities not only for staff and all our clients, but all these youth. Had it not been for her, none of this would be happening. I want to thank Laura Irving Bailey, my supervisor, Mr. Parker's supervisor, for allowing us to do this hotline. I would like to thank the entire staff that plays so many roles in helping the organization and all of our clients to be successful. And I want to thank CAN TV for providing this wonderful service. And I thank our audience, too, for joining us today. And I also want to thank our young person who you don't see today, but he's behind the camera, he's on the phones, and that's Marshawn Johnson, who is just a fantastic young man who's been with us every step along the way in our project with CAN TV this year. Thank you, everyone, and good night.